This is an Armstrong International podcast.
Hi, I'm Iona from Armstrong International. I have Simon Phillips-Smith here. Can you please introduce yourself?
Thank you, Iona. Yes, as Iona mentioned, Simon Phillips-Smith and I head up the relationship management function here at Armstrong.
Perfect. So today we're going to be talking about gender diversity. Can you tell me what the initiatives are on diversity industry-wide?
I think particularly from an investment management perspective, there are probably three key initiatives. One definitely crosses outside of financial services where Armstrong's focus, but the three key ones that I see are the diversity project, which actually isn't just a gender diversity initiative. It actually spans everything from ethnicity, returning to work, and just the whole inclusion matters, whether it's smart working or agile working. Depending on which firm you're talking to, there's some preference for agile over flexible or smart working. Another one is City Hive, which again is very much focused on getting talent back into the workplace across the investment sector. And then there's the 30% Club, which is focused at the board level, the senior exec level, about trying to have the boardroom made up of at least 30% females.
Okay, great. And how does Armstrong approach diversity?
So from an internal perspective, I'm proud to say that we're actually over 50% female, which is a great shining light and backs up what we're trying to achieve in the industry, or help achieve in the industry. Whenever we're working on a retained search, we will always aim to have at least 30% of the final shortlist to be female talent. Some asset classes and verticals, there is just a paucity of females available, but wherever possible we will have at least 30% on our shortlists.
And can I just ask, what is your view on quotas?
Interesting question. I think quotas is quite a divisive topic. There is obviously a lack of balance when you look at the mid to senior level management within the investment management industry. You'll see an awful lot of white middle-aged men. So it's obviously there is a need to increase that diversity, whether it's increasing females or just ethnicity. Generally, getting the wider diversity program. But I think by forcing the hand, by introducing quotas, I think there's a danger of diluting the quality of employee. And I think as a business, number one priority has to be in terms of the performance of the business and being able to balance that with having the right mix.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that I've learned through the conversations I have, primarily with senior HR figures within the industry, is that just having different approaches, different mindsets in a meeting, to avoid groupthink or unconscious bias. Whether it's somebody that's not necessarily got from the old school time, but has come up from a comprehensive school in Manchester, and worked hard, not necessarily gone to a Russell Group university, but really had to strive. They've got a different mindset to what was maybe seen as that old school time. So if you combine somebody that's come from that sort of heritage with the old school tie and a female, you're going to get a very different outcome, or it's likely that you'll have a different outcome in the decision making than if it's just three middle-aged white men in that group.
No, I totally agree. So just in terms of Armstrong's clients, are you seeing them using quotas more and more, or are they still trying to just make sure they hire the best person?
Fundamentally, people are still hiring the best person, and I think by us stating that we're aiming to have at least 30% of the shortlist female, we're answering the wider diversity question by making sure that we are scanning the market as widely as possible, because it's not necessarily the person sat at the peer competitor that's the right person for the job or the best person. Maybe it is somebody that's taken a career break for whatever reason and sat outside the market and wants to return to work. So I wouldn't say people are actually implementing quotas, but there is definitely a heightened awareness and desire to have more females in the workplace.
Okay, thank you. And just going back to your point earlier, on gender diversity? Are there other, you mentioned there are other forms of diversity going on. Can you just tell us a bit more about that?
I think the prominence of the gender diversity question has really opened up the wider topic to the whole industry, and maybe industry across the country outside of financial services, because it's actually given a platform for people to talk about the subject. I mean, recently, Sir John Parker conducted a review, conveniently known as the Parker Review, looking at the ethnic diversity within the boardroom. So this is joined up with the Diversity Project and the 30% Club's ambitions, is that he's really advocated a number of things, that there should be more succession through mentoring and sponsorship, but that ultimately every FTSE 100 firm should have at least one person from an ethnic background on their board by 2021, and by 2024 the same for every FTSE 250 company. So I think it's just opened up the whole conversation to be more than just gender. And ultimately, why shouldn't a boardroom or any company represent society in terms of the people that work for it?
Yeah, I completely agree. So we touched on Armstrong's approach to diversity. Can you just expand a bit on that?
So as a starting point within our own website, we have an active return to work programme. It's open to anybody wanting to come back into the workforce within financial services, and just giving that sort of the incoming view that there's a traditional search firm, that we're actually looking for the candidates in that place to help fulfil the appetite of the market. Now, in terms of other things that we're members of, we are now an official supporter of the Diversity Project, and I personally will be attending the steering committee meetings as of August. And through our chairman, Martin Armstrong, we are active members of the 30% Club and advocating everything that stands for as well. Okay,
great. And just going back to your point on the return to work portal on the website, has that been successful?
I think it's actually been successful in a way that we weren't anticipating. That rather than it being dominated by females registering interest, it's been quite a healthy mix and balance between both male and females. There's been a surprising mix in levels of seniority of the females who have applied, from heads of businesses wanting to come back into the workforce through to more junior roles, which has actually been a pleasant surprise that it's shown that there is a need to be fulfilled. But if people are coming to us wanting the help, it means that there isn't enough of an active market direct from the industry.
Okay, Simon, thanks very much for your time. It's been really, really interesting to hear about these initiatives, and I'm sure we'll hear more about these going forward.
My pleasure. Thanks, Anne.
Thank you for listening to the Armstrong International podcast. For more information on what we do, please visit www.armstrongint.com.